Millions of years ago, when the world was still shaping itself, Australia emerged as an isolated continent. Unlike Europe, Asia, and Africa, this land developed on its own path, untouched for millennia. Because of this isolation, unique plants and animals evolved here. Kangaroos, koalas, emus, and platypuses, unlike anything seen elsewhere on Earth. But the true heartbeat of Australia came with humans. Around 65,000 years ago, the first people, the Aboriginal Australians, arrived. They crossed the seas from Southeast Asia and became the custodians of this vast and rugged land. They lived in harmony with nature, hunting, fishing, and gathering, guided by their deep spiritual connection to the earth. Their culture was, and still is, one of the oldest continuous cultures on Earth. The Aboriginal era. The Aboriginal people lived in tribes and clans, each with its own language, stories, and sacred land. For them, the earth was not something to be owned or traded. It was sacred, a living spirit to be protected. Their lives were guided by Dreamtime, the spiritual belief that explained the creation of the world, the animals, and humanity itself. They painted their stories on rocks and cave walls, creating breathtaking artwork that still survives today. In places like Kakadu National Park, one can see rock paintings that are tens of thousands of years old. These paintings aren't just art, they are maps, stories, and lessons passed down through generations. The first European glimpses. For tens of thousands of years, Australia remained hidden from the rest of the world. But in the 1600s, European explorers began to stumble upon its shores. In 1606, Dutch navigator Willem Janszoon became the first recorded European to land on Australia's coast. Other Dutch, Portuguese, and Spanish ships followed, calling it New Holland. But it was not until 1770 that the world's attention truly turned to this mysterious land. British explorer Captain James Cook sailed along the east coast and claimed it for Britain, naming it New South Wales. That moment marked the beginning of a new and dramatic chapter in Australia's history. A land of convicts. Back in Britain, prisons were overflowing. After America gained independence, Britain could no longer send its convicts there. The solution? Ship them to Australia. In 1788, the First Fleet, 11 ships carrying more than 700 convicts, along with soldiers and settlers, arrived at Botany Bay. Soon after, they established a settlement at Sydney Cove, which would grow into today's city of Sydney. Life for these convicts was harsh. They were forced to work in brutal conditions, clearing land, building roads, and farming to keep the colony alive. Yet, this grim beginning laid the foundation for modern Australia. Over the next 80 years, more than 160,000 convicts were transported to the continent. The tragedy of the Aboriginal people. While Europeans were building new colonies, the Aboriginal people faced disaster.